So obviously you've got people that are sort of interested in helping out here, but when you first announced that you were going to be doing this, what was that initial response like? Obviously I saw the post and personally I was excited. I saw people in my comment section like, "Oh, this is cool. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but I think this is neat and I hope it goes well." But, you know, being involved in the project, like what was that response like, and did you expect any sort of response?
Well, I had initially asked, also in some of the KD groups, would it be all right to restore this theme?
Mm,
And
mm.
no one really said anything. And then I restored it, and there was some thumbs down, some comments. Yeah. But I realized what the mistake here was. It was my mistake because I came in and I hadn't been active in KDE for a few years, and then I came in, restored something that is extra maintenance. Then I
Mm.
didn't say, okay, I'm going to work on this, I'm going to fix it up. And
Right.
then, from the point of view of people that are really overworked, because I know how much they work, this just looks like something, the extra work that they're going to get because someone merged something like
Mhm,
that.
mhm.
So I think I just should have communicated it better. But once I, set the whole thing up as a project, the response has become so much more positive. If you look at the issues tasks on Katie and Ben, it has a lot of thumbs up, and the reactions on the internet have been just amazing. So
Mhm,
it's
mhm.
just great to see. Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that initial sort of like I don't know if it was like it wasn't anger, right? It wasn't anger within Katie. I think you are right there. It's just like, why are you doing this? This just doesn't make any sense. Like this is just like a the theme's broken. Like why are you even trying, right? And
Yeah, no, and
I get it.
yeah, I totally get that point, but it's actually been a lot more useful to merge the theme, even if it wasn't great,
Mm,
and then to work on it as opposed to working on it on one person's computer,
mm,
because then everyone else can see the code. Other people chimed in, they can send in their own merge request. They don't have to know you, be in touch with you. So this has been much more useful than the alternative would have been to sort of work on it perhaps on my own computer, but this I think is going pretty well. Yeah.
if I recall correctly, there was a similar sort of response with Plasma Big Screen when a bunch of developers started working on that. I don't know if you even paid attention to that. It's like a smart TV interface that KDE was doing years ago, and someone was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna come along and I'm just gonna sort of work on this." And it was in a even when it got initially ported over to Plasma 5, it never really finished its design intentions to begin with. So it was sort of porting half-finished designs, and it very much like Oxygen was like, there's a lot of work here. Are you gonna like actually get the work done and not just like throw this on the people who are already, busy doing other things?
That's the whole point, because I know I've been active in the KD community for I was at one sprint, and I know how some of these people really have a lot on their plate and they don't need anything extra. So if you're coming in with something new, yeah, it's expected of you. You're going to finish the work
Mhm,
and maintain it afterwards, not just leave,
mhm, mhm. So that's the
because
response.
bug
Oh, go
reports
on.
come in and
Mm,
someone has to solve them, right?
for sure, for sure. So that's sort of the response like within KDE, but like from just regular KDE users, people that saw the theme being worked on, like what sort of response did you get from that?
Wow, just so overwhelmingly positive, especially with your video and looking at all of the comments below. Like, obviously, you get people that like these themes and want to use them. If people aren't that interested, they're not going to comment. So, okay, there's a little bit of a bias there, but it's so many nice comments and people being happy and saying they can't wait for 6.7. And to me, that's what makes this worth it.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to actually like give it a proper test, and I I hope it's like, I'm sure there's gonna be something that breaks. There's always something that breaks no matter what's being done, especially when you're porting something this old. But from what I've seen, it seems like it's already shaping up to be in a relatively good state.
Right. I would say that about 80 to 90%
Mm.
things are okay. Like even if looking at the window decorations, app style, icon theme, plasma themes, right now in master KDE, I think they're pretty usable at this point. You don't get any like big glitches.
Mm.
There was some definite issues with the window decorations. If you've tried Oxygen, you got these weird tilted backgrounds, transparent, and just like really things that stab you right in the face and make it look like it's not it's not polished, but
Mm.
it's been worked on. One thing that's important here is plasma switching Wayland,
Mm.
and scaling works different there. So on X11, the Oxygen app style, it scales fine. But with Wayland, you get some glitches. Like there's still some things left to fix, like some handles in not the sliders, for instance.
Like in
So
sound
like,
settings, things
there's
like that.
yeah, that's actually part of the Plasma theme. That's fine. But the Plasma theme, although it wasn't really maintained, like from a development point of view, it's not that big of a deal in the sense that you solve these SVGs and then you should be set.
Mm.
It's not like something should break. So, but with this more fragile code, more complex code, like application style, which is really complex and hard to work on, and window decorations here, it's something that does require more maintenance.
Something I think would be useful, just so people sort of have a better understanding, is what are the pieces of like a theme? Like, how does all of this fit together? What are the different parts that all need to sort of align to make it look correct?
All right, so this is this big topic of theming in KDE, which is right now it's fragmented.
Mm.
You have these. I'm not sure what the official terminology is. Plasma styles maybe used to be desktop
Mm.
themes, plasma themes, whatever. This is these SVG based components theming system. That's one thing. Then you have the Q widgets. These are these mostly old native Qt apps. Then that has the app style, which is the most complex part of theming.
Mm.
Just one file, which is Oxygen style, is 8,000 lines of code. That's just one file, and it's really not the easiest code. And people don't like working on that. Even the
What
ones
is the
that
code
are
written in?
C++,
Oh,
but it's a special like QPainter code.
uh-huh.
It's challenging, and then you have window decorations. That's also C++, and you also have to style theme the cute quick parts,
Mm.
which aren't the Plasma theme, but it's like some apps like Discover.
Mm.
That's another thing which right now is working, picking up the application style theme, but not 100%. With Oxygen, if you use it, you don't get the window gradient, for instance.
Mm.
So it's really complex, lots of pieces that need to fall into place here.
Mm. Yeah, I can understand why this might be causing problems then. Had you, but before you took on this project, I am assuming you'd done some theming before, unless you just this is the first thing you hopped into.
No, not quite. I was active in KD, mostly in VDG. It
Hmm.
was around the end of 2010s. So not the first thing. And I did a little bit of design as well as a hobby when I was younger.
Hmm.
So it wasn't completely new. And I also learned a little bit of programming, not so much the C++ part, but the QML, that one's really approachable.
Hmm.
So it gets me by. Yeah.
Hmm.